Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. So let us discuss today the price discrimination. The concept of price discrimination relates to fixation of different prices in different markets. So same price is not fixed in different markets. So a producer need not sell his produce in a single market. So under different situations, he can sell the same product in different markets to increase his profit. So the practice will reduce market glut and crash in prices. So if the produce is taken to the same market, then there will be glut in the market, and necessarily due to high supply and less demand, there will be crash in price. So under this situation, there is every chance of entry of the speculators. So speculators are a special kind of intermediary. Generally, the speculators, they buy the produce at a very low price and stock it for some time, and when price will rise, they will sell in the market. Then there is another chance of increasing profit in the sense that in different markets, different utility services are provided. As a result, same price in all markets may not be conducive. So it needs to be fixed, different prices in different markets under such situations. Now let us see single plant and multi-market situations. Suppose a producer will produce in a single plant and he will sell in different markets. Then what will happen? So total profit will be return from first market plus return from second market, producing selling Q1 quantity in one market and selling Q2 quantities in other market, with the cost of producing Q1 and Q2, that means Q. So Q1 and Q2 are quantities sold in two markets, and R1 Q1 and R2 Q2 are revenue functions. Okay. Then marginal revenue from the first product, then the delta pi by delta Q1, the first order condition is that delta pi by delta Q1 and delta R1 R1 prime with respect to Q1 is equal to minus marginal cost of producing Q1 plus Q2 should be equal to 0. So marginal profit from Q1 is R1 prime Q1 minus C prime Q1 plus Q2. The marginal revenue minus marginal cost is equal to 0. So similarly, from the second quantity Q2, so marginal revenue with respect to Q2 minus marginal cost with respect to Q1 plus Q2 is equal to 0. So from these two equations, we know that marginal revenue from first quantity is equal to marginal revenue from second quantity is equal to marginal cost, or MR1, we can write MR1 is equal to MR2 is equal to MC. Okay, marginal revenue in each market, the conclusion is that marginal revenue in each market must equal to the marginal cost of the output as a whole. So to maximize this profit, if he sells in two different markets producing in one plant, the criteria is that marginal revenue in first market should be equal to marginal revenue in the second market is equal to marginal cost of the produce. Now if marginal revenue of Q1 is less than marginal revenue of Q2 and vice versa, some amount of goods can be transferred from one market to market 2. Then marginal revenue can also be related with price of the commodity and demand elasticity in each market. So it is always, sometimes we can relate the price of the commodity and elasticity of demand, because we know that in different markets elasticity of demand may not be same and price of the commodity may not be same. So how they are related? If total return is equal to P into Q, then marginal revenue, suppose total revenue is P into Q, marginal revenue first derivative with respect to Q, so P plus Q dP by dQ is equal to, if we take P common, 1 minus 1 by E. So it is minus because elasticity, price elasticity of demand is represented by minus 1. This is negative. When E is the price elasticity of demand, that means marginal revenue is equal to price of the produce into 1 minus 1 by elasticity. So MR1 is equal to MR2. This means P1 1 minus 1 by E1 is equal to P2 1 minus 1 by E2. Then if we take the ratio, P1 by P2 is equal to ratio of the elasticities, 1 minus 1 by E2 divided by 1 minus 1 by E1. So it indicates that price will be lower in the market with greater demand elasticity. So where elasticity of demand is higher, when this ratio will be equal, so price will be lower in the market with greater demand elasticity. So when elasticity is high, price should be low, in the sense that elasticity is high means it is more price responsive, product is more price responsive. So if there is a little change in price, demand will be much higher. So under such kind of market, suppose consumers are such that they are, say, economically strong, or the product is very much popular or very much in demand. So if there is little change in price, so demand will be much higher. So under such situation, if we lower the price, sale will be high, demand will be high, sale will be high, and as a result, price will be, profit will be higher. Okay. Now let us see the second order condition. The second order condition says that the principal minors of the Hessian determinant alternate in sign. So Hessian determinant is R1 prime prime minus C prime prime. That means rate of change of marginal product minus rate of change of marginal revenue. R1 means rate of change of marginal revenue of product 1. Prime prime means rate of change of MR. Simply R prime means marginal revenue, R prime prime means rate of change of marginal revenue. So minus rate of change of cost, then minus C prime prime rate of change of cost, and again it is minus C prime prime, and rate of change of marginal revenue of the commodity 2 minus its rate of change of cost. So if this determinant, if the principal minors of this determinant alternate in sign, then the second order condition is satisfied. Now R1 prime prime minus C prime prime is negative. First principal minor should be put negative. Then second principal minor, R1 prime prime minus C prime prime into R2 prime prime minus C prime prime minus C prime prime square is positive. If first one is negative, alternate in sign. First one is negative, then next one should be positive. Now this implies that R2 prime prime minus C2 prime prime must be negative, because R1 prime prime minus C1 prime prime is negative. Then if this is negative, then next one must be negative, then because negative into negative, it will be positive, and C prime prime minus, so this will be positive. Square. This means MR in each market must be increasing less rapidly than MC for the output as a whole. So this is the conclusion, that marginal revenue in each market must be increasing less rapidly than marginal cost for the output as a whole. Now example, suppose the demand function in the first market 1 is P1 is equal to 80 minus 5Q1, and in market 2 it is P2 minus 180 minus P2 is equal to 180 minus 20Q2 in market 2. So cost function is given, C is equal to 50 plus 20 Q1 plus Q2. Okay. Now, revenue, total revenue in the first market, total revenue in the first market is 80 Q1 minus 5 Q1 square. Okay. Then total revenue in the second market, 180 Q2 minus 20 Q2 square. So we'll have to, this is P, that is P1, so we'll have to multiply it by Q, then it will be total revenue. So multiplied by Q means we'll have to multiply all the terms. Okay. From revenue and cost function, now marginal revenue, that is first derivative of the total revenue of market 1, and marginal revenue in the second market is 180 minus 40 Q2. It is first derivative of this, taking the first derivative of total revenue and total cost functions. So MC1 is 20 and MC2 is also 20. So with respect to 50 it is 0, and so it is 20 Q1 and 20 Q2, so coefficient will be 20. Now setting marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost in each market. Now where profit is more, when we equate marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. So in the first market, 80 minus 10 Q1 MR 80 minus 10 Q1 is equal to 20, and in the second market 180 minus 40 Q2 is equal to 20. So from here we can find out Q1 is equal to 6 and Q2 is equal to 4. So then substituting this, P1 will find price in the first market 50, price in the second market is 100. You see, the same price is not fixed in the market. So in market 1, price is low, but in market 2, price is high. Okay. Now elasticity in the first market is 1.67 and elasticity in the second market is 1.25. So if we put the elasticity formula and find out, then we'll find it is 1.67 and it is 1.25. So what is profit then? Profit is 450. If we put it in the profit function, pi is equal to that, earlier we have got it, then we'll find it is 450. So 1 by E1 is equal to minus 3 by 5, then E1 is equal to reciprocal of that is 1.67. So we have got 1.67. So similarly E2 1.25. Now second order condition states that again the determinant should alternate in sign. So first is minus 10, 0, 0, minus 40. So first is negative and second principal minor should be positive. Then second will be 40 into 10 will be plus 400, which is greater than 0, then it's positive. So second order condition is satisfied. Profit increase from 350, so the original function without this discrimination, it was 350, we'll show it. Now it has increased to 450. So if he fixes different prices in different markets according to elasticity, different elasticities in different markets, then his profit goes to total 450 through discrimination. Prices lower in the market with greater demand elasticities. If consumers can be further subdivided into different economic groups with different elasticities, further discrimination will increase the profit. Now we'll show a note. This is the simply a note in support of the example. So before discrimination, earlier it was the example, but when it was discriminated, profit increase. Suppose the producer faces a linear demand curve and as a perfect competitor, and his demand function is P is equal to 100 minus 4Q, and total revenue P into Q, that means Q quantity sold at P price. So there is no discrimination on a single market. So this is equal to 100Q minus 4Q square. And marginal cost is 20. It is given that marginal cost is 20 is a constant. Okay. Then cost is equal to 50 plus 20Q. 50 plus 20Q. So marginal cost will be 20. DC by DQ is 20. So what will be the profit? Profit pi is equal to, this is a net profit, 100Q minus 4Q square. This is total revenue minus cost, 50 plus 20Q. So setting marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, that means 100 minus 8Q is equal to 20. So we get Q is equal to 10 and P is equal to 60, and profit is equal to 350. As I have shown earlier, that profit increased from 350 to 450 after discrimination. So before discrimination, this was the situation. Now the second order condition is satisfied as rate of change of marginal cost exceeds the rate of change of marginal revenue. So marginal revenue is negative and marginal cost, so it is 0. So we consider it as a positive, means rate of change of marginal revenue. Prime means rate of change of marginal revenue minus rate of change of marginal cost is negative. So profit is maximum and charges a lower price and produces greater output. If he discriminates, profit will be higher from 350 to 400. Now let us examine in the figure. So I have given a symbolic as a figure that marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost at E. Suppose this is our marginal revenue line and this is the demand, that means demand is our price curve, and this is the marginal cost curve. So at the point E, marginal revenue, at the point E, marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Then at the point of intersection of demand and marginal cost, so E naught, it is the point of intersection of demand and marginal cost curve. So he can sell more quantity. So if he decides here, he can sell more quantity. So if we earlier it was Q naught corresponding to this intersection point, it was Q naught and P naught. But now if he decides here, marginal cost with respect is equal to price. Here it is the price line, it is the price. Then he will be able to sell higher quantity, okay, at lower price. Corresponding it will be lower than P naught. So at lower price he will be able to sell higher quantities. So by equating MC with P. So this is all about for today. Thank you very much for watching and keep on watching, and please share.